What's going on, guys? It's Coach Noob back in the building with another one. As usual, it's going to be jam packed full of jewels. And your time is always appreciated because you can be doing anything but you heard me checking out these reviews. Yo, it's another wild one, man. 80-year-old accused of killing his wife, bro. So, at a retirement home. It's a retirement home homicide. Let's get to it.
Montgomery County. A stabbing and strangulation with an 80-year-old man in custody and his wife dead. Fox 5's Bob Barnard is live in Rockville with the very latest. Bob.
Mental health, physical health, spiritual health, decision making, man. It's 80 years old, bro, and going through some shit like this, that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to be with her for 50, 60, however many years, bro. He could have left.
Hey there, Julie and Tisha. The suspect went before a judge here in Rockville this afternoon. He was ordered held without bond and to undergo a mental health evaluation. Now,
Yeah, mental health evaluation. See how important mental health is, man, and the decisions that you make and how they affect you and everyone around you. Like not being mentally aware, or you know what I'm saying, mentally sound, physically sound, spiritually sound, man. What it does, and you know what I'm saying. That's why I'm always talking about it, bro. That's why it's so important, man. Especially when you dealing with other people, though, because you know you like people are our only resource at the end of the day. We're our only resources, bro, and you have to know how to get along with people, man, and work with people and network, man. Especially like your wife when you married, and you, especially if you're gonna call yourself having a family, raising kids and stuff like that, bro. You know what you're signing up for when you do it, and no, things don't always work out. So leave the situation, get a divorce, do whatever you got to do, man. And at 80, man, that's crazy because it's really too old to be doing stuff like that, man. And we can't like make any excuses for him and stuff like that. Like he's going through getting dementia or something like that or all that. You know what I'm saying? Who knows, bro? When people start to notice stuff like that, though, then you should know, like, oh yeah, he ain't acting right. Let's separate him from other people or something like that, bro. But you know, he was mentally healthy enough to be around his wife, and you know, he probably knew what he was doing when you know he's being accused of it, allegedly killed her or whatever, man. So you know, don't try to play crazy now and use your age as a excuse.
his name is Vivian Nation. He is being charged with first-degree murder in the weekend killing of his wife of 13 years, Beverly Rose Fletcher. She was 78. In court documents, police say the killing was the result of a fight between the two over a matter involving his doctor. It happened at Leisure World in Silver Spring Saturday night around 6 p.m. Police say they found Miss Fletcher with multiple stab wounds and a bloody knife and screwdriver inside their third floor apartment at a high rise there.
Hey, arguments, bro, and this is crazy because it's just going to show, man, how why you're not supposed to argue with a woman, bro. It don't matter what age, man. Stop arguing with them. You know what I'm saying? Stop trying to win an argument with a woman. Stop involving yourself in such kind of fuckery, man. Cause it's draining your energy, man. And you gonna be trying to prove your point. And she really look when you even argue with the female, she won off top, bro, because she got the power because you giving her your energy, yelling and all of that. Then you're gonna be tired after the argument. You know what I'm saying, and feeling drained and all of that, not only mentally but spiritually and physically, because you be like, dang, I just just want to chill out, lay down or something, relax after you got to calm down and all that. She done got you riled up and everything. So, and if it's your wife, bro, like, yeah, there's going to be days when you two aren't seeing eye to eye. That's just a fact of life when you're around somebody every day. At the same time, you don't have to argue. You can walk away from that, man. You can have a discussion, and if you guys don't agree, then agree to disagree and come back at a later time, bro. Now I don't even want to have a heated discussion. You know what I'm saying? If she tripping or you feel yourself starting to trip or something like that, man, just go do find your hobbies or whatever you do. If you make beats, if you ride your bike, if you know what I'm saying, if you go to the gym or whatever you got to do, bro. Like, but it's really not worth it, man. And this is an example of that. Any age, especially when you're 80, man, they're supposed to be the ones who show us, you know what I'm saying, how not to argue with your woman, or you've been with her for so many years and you know what I'm saying, it's not worth it and stuff like that, bro. So, these are really the end times, bro. Everybody going crazy. And then it was over his doctor or something like that, bro. That's, what I'm saying, even crazier to be arguing with something like that and then end up getting stabbed, bro. People have disagreements every day.
In court documents, investigators say they also believe a hammer was used to strangle the victim. Sources say the suspect may suffer from dementia and may have been using alcohol in the hours before the attack.
Didn't I say dementia? Didn't I say that? I'm trying to use that, man. You wasn't out your mind when you was arguing about this doctor, bro. And you wasn't out your mind when you stabbed her, when you used the hammer to choke her, even getting into the argument with her. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, and then somebody with dementia, man, let me look it up real quick, bro. Cause, is it that you can't remember or communication can be hard for people with Alzheimer's and related dementias because they have trouble remembering things. They also can become agitated and anxious, even angry. And some forms of dementia, language abilities are affected, such that people have trouble finding the right words or have difficulty speaking. All right, so yeah, they can become angry, something like that. Memory loss, difficulty concentrating, finding it hard to carry out familiar daily tasks such as getting confused over the correct change when shopping, struggling to follow a conversation or the right word, being confused about time and place, mood changes. So, I mean, his mood changes, but if you being confused about a time and a place, he wasn't confused about that time and that place when he was, you know, fighting with his wife, bro, and stabbing her or something. So I don't really think dementia would be a good excuse, man, to try to say that. He just, he was just tweaking, bro, and he was upset. He let his feelings get the best of him, and like I always talk about, bro, when you in your feelings, man, you make irrational decisions, illogical decisions. Maybe he had dementia, maybe not, but whatever he did, he was in his feelings when he did it, though. And if he did have dementia, he was in his feelings when he made that decision. And then he went overboard with it if he used a knife and a hammer. That's just, it don't seem like you had any type of memory loss or anything. You remember how to hurt somebody, so I don't know about that excuse, man.
It's fairly apparent to those who've had contact with Mr. Nation that there may be some cognitive issues that are involved in this case. As a result, Judge Delpino ordered that there be an evaluation done to determine whether or not the defendant is able to meaningfully assist his counsel.
I'm almost 80 years old, live with my wife. We're doing fine. I hope and pray that this would not happen to me.
Just shocked.
Every culture is different, though. So, and every person is different, and everything affects everybody different. So, even if he did have dementia, if they both had that, it would affect them differently, man. They wouldn't, they don't think the same or anything like that. So, even if you did get it, it didn't, it wouldn't. You still would think how you think, and you would react how you react to stuff, just like somebody else would react different, bro.
No place is safe anymore, unfortunately.
This place is so peaceful, and everybody is very loving and caring around here. So I'm pretty taken aback.
Yeah, and anything could happen, anywhere you're at. Even though in the perfect world, yeah, stuff not supposed to happen, but that's just life, man. Sometimes people trip, bro, and even though it's messed up, it's a thing and it happens, man.
That's shocking. It really is.
Now, we believe the suspect, Vivian Nation, was retired from MCPS, where he had worked in building services, most recently at College Gardens Elementary School here in Rockville. Mr. Nation was ordered back to court next week so the judge can get an update on his mental health evaluation. Now, one of his relatives and his wife's best friend were in the court together today, but both declined to speak to us afterward. Guys?
Yeah, they probably who would want to speak to you. You know what I'm saying? On something so a subject so touchy, man. And again, they did that. That's all. It's so important, bro. To do the right things. You know what I'm saying? While you're younger, so even if you do, when you are 80, bro, you're less likely to get dementia or something like that just from taking care of yourself now. So you don't have those type of problems and, being with the right woman, because if he had dementia or not, bro, because if he didn't and he did that, then he just, somewhere along the line didn't want to be with her or because even thinking about doing something like that to your wife, man. If you really love somebody, you don't want them dead, and you really don't want to hurt them. And sometimes you have to leave them. That's tough love is the best love sometimes. Just leaving somebody alone, not talking to them, moving on with your life so they can move on with their life. Hopefully one day they'll see what they was doing wrong, or you'll see what you was doing wrong or something. If it was meant to be, it'll be. If not. But that's why, it's just, man, stay on your mental, physical, and spiritual, your health, bro. It's important, man. Anyways, it's Coach Noob. Like, share, comment, subscribe if you're digging this kind of content. And your time is always appreciated because you could be doing anything but you hear me checking out these reviews. Until next time, I'm out.